What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 119. Boy, oh boy, do we got some results to talk about from this weekend in MMA, PFL, UFC. Let's go. I hope everyone is excited for all of this. I'm not. It's so sad. It's terrible. So many great things happen, and I'm not happy about any of it.
Yeah.
But before we get into all that, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. We appreciate everyone that does. Let's go. We're going to start with PFL first because just got to get it out of the way because, my goodness. It's PFL. We all know that they love to drag a broadcast, to drag a show, all of that. Mm-hmm. But this one just felt extra spectacularly bad. We had light heavyweights and lightweights in the top of the card, finishing out the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it really wasn't that good, honestly. The best fight out of all of them, by far, was the main event. Impa Kasanganay versus Josh Silveira. Yes. Heading into this, it's like, okay, Impa got the decision last year in the championships, 5 rounds, you know what I mean? It's like, there wasn't much to expect from this. Bruh, Josh fought that entire fight like he really wanted that shit back.
Yeah, I'm a huge Impa fan, and I actually felt really bad for Josh afterwards because he definitely fought like the fight of his life. He was being aggressive, he was there to counter, get hit, like he was just there for the scrap, and it was so good.
Oh, yeah.
But only one person can come out on top.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Like you said, it just constantly going forward, trying to make it a war, trying to find his opportunities to get stuff done, but it was just Impa slightly ahead, slightly better throughout most of the rounds to, you know what I mean? It just edging him a little bit, gets the unanimous decision win, moves on to the championships again at 205 this year. Very nice. Happy for Impa.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But he's taking on my boy, because the winner of the co-main event also won by unanimous decision. Not as good of a fight that I was expecting.
At all.
But, so Dovletyan Yagshimuradov taking on Rob Wilkinson. Dovletyan gets the unanimous decision win. Like I said, it was not nearly the exciting fight that I thought, but Dovlet just dominated it and did much better. Like I thought Rob would be able to have a lot more for him potentially. You know what
especially
I mean?
With the size and reach difference, because he's 4 inches taller with, what was it, like a 6-inch reach advantage?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, and it just...
Oh no, 8-inch reach advantage, sorry, because it's 5'11", 72-inch reach to 6'3", 80-inch reach.
Okay.
Yeah, I really thought that it was going to come down to Dovletyan having to use the grappling to just get it done over Rob, but he was just able to hang with him throughout the entire fight, no matter where it went. It just looking all right, solid win, but yeah, it just wasn't the most spectacular, not the most hype coming out of it.
No.
But I mean, Impa versus Dovletyan, 5 rounds for $1 million. That's a pretty intriguing fight. It's interesting because I'm pretty sure the 2 smallest guys in this tournament.
Oh, for sure.
Just like height and everything. So it should be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, and it's like I said, with Impa winning, it would have been a fresh matchup either way, but the same with Dovletyan. Yes. So it's just nice that the end bracket is just 2 fighters that haven't fought before, and yeah, we can actually be interested in it rather than, well, we saw this fight last year, I'm sure it's not going to go much different. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's one of the issues sometimes in the PFL.
It's just hard to, because like not being able to get too many new guys coming in every year, and then so it's like you got a lot of the repeat guys, and it's like a lot of the guys that are repeating are good, so it's like very natural that they make it to the same spots and fight each other. But let's go. Not too bad for the 205ers in PFL. It should be a good one there. But on the other hand, we had lightweight 155, Gadzi Rabadanov taking on Michael Dufort. I was very surprised that it wasn't just a complete wrestle-fuck domination for an entire 15 minutes. Gadzi actually decided to go out there, left hook, get a finish in the second round over Michael Dufort. So that was pretty solid for him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, great for him.
First finish in 3 years.
Yep.
Nice.
Like Dufort, nothing too great, or you know what I mean, not like a great fighter or anything, but was definitely expecting Godzi to win this one, but just a nice little surprise with that finish on the feet. Looking pretty solid there.
Oh, yeah, it was the first time Dufert was knocked out, so.
Very nice. Well, let's go. A nice little feather in the cap for Godzi Rabadanov, heading into his side of the championship fight, taking on Brent Primus. My boy, our boy Ginger, Clay Collard. He was very, very unhappy after the fight with how that fight played out.
Bro, you can't be ass at grappling and then get mad when you're grapple fucked. Like, bro, learn.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say. He is 25-14. Dude has 39 professional MMA bouts. He is only 31 years old, and at no point he thought maybe I should get better on the ground or stick to boxing.
Yeah.
Or maybe not go to boxing and like actually just work on getting better on it's just
one of those things. Some people they just got a certain skill set, and they're just not meant for one thing, and he's just always gonna struggle with the grappling. And he tried a little flurry trying to touch up Brent a bit more in the third round, trying to get some shots, but he still ended up just getting taken down. And then it's like, just fucking saying shit throughout it. And it's like, bro, you can't be talking shit to your opponent of like, oh, like, look at you, you're just winning this fight. Like, nah, bring it to my area where I have a chance to win. Like,
exactly. It's like, get better takedown defense, my guy. Like, that's really all it could be. Is like.
Yeah, because it's one thing when the fans are mad at, like, the mixing of martial arts, because I'm not thinking much. But the fighter, like, you know what you're doing. You know this is a part of it, and you know who you're fighting. You think all of a sudden he's just not going to wrestle you? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Especially when you're fighting people especially when you're at the 155-pound division, you should know for a fact that it's going to have a bunch of fucking grapplers in, no matter what organization you're fighting in.
Yeah.
It's always going to be grappler heavy.
Yeah, you got, you always have a lot of great strikers at 155, but like you said, it's like you're always going to have a lot of really good wrestlers too, and even if, or even just people that are good at mixing it up, so even if they're just not, like, the greatest in either, or it's like if you're really heavy on the striking, like, and you don't have shit for takedown defense or ability to get up or whatever, it's like, you get a guy like Brent Primus that's just going to fucking wrestle fuck you, you know what I mean? But yeah. So Brent moves on to his opportunity at $1 million, taking on Godzi Rabadanov. How do you guys feel about that one? You think Godzi just gets it done, no problem? Or do you think Brent? You think Brent steals it? Bellator champ and PFL champ.
I don't think Godzi has it no problem, but I do think he's going to win the fight. I just think he's going to have the grappling advantage. He's going to have the advantage on the feet, and it just is going to come down to. Can Brent do anything? Like, can he implement a game plan good enough to be able to win with his skill set versus Godzi's skill set, which is, I think, just better all around.
Yeah, because it's like Brent is old.
Yes.
He is 39 years old, as to where Godzi is 31.
Yes.
And where Clay lacks in grappling entirely, so Brent was easily able to just grapple fuck his way through that. Godzi can wrestle. So I don't know how this is going to go. Like, and yeah, Brent be getting touched up. And while he hasn't gone down in his last two fights, like, great for him, specifically the one before this one, like, he started every round on fucking just newborn legs. He was wobbly and all over the place every time Solomon touched him. I don't know, like, if Godzi lands like a clean shot like he did on Dufort, is that going to put him down and then Godzi can actually wrestle? You know what I mean? So it's not scary to follow him to the ground, like.
Yeah, and that's where, because I do agree with you, Ginger, that I do think that Godzi probably will just be better everywhere. But it's like, even if he isn't, he's still good enough everywhere that, to your point, I feel like with Brent being 39 years old, what is his real ability to fight hard over a 5-round period? And Godzi being 31, I just feel like if Godzi's not just like taking him down and like controlling, using that as his game plan, I feel like there's just going to be at some moment during the the 25 minutes that he's going to land a big shot and probably put Brent down.
Yeah.
It's a rough one for Brent Primus in this.
I just think Brent lose just because we have seen him over 5 rounds. It was only last year, so it's not like it's a huge difference against Usman or Magomedov, and he looked exhausted rounds 4 and rounds 5.
Yeah.
Like, if Godzi could just put a pressure and a pace on him, he could get a finish in the 4th or 5th round, I feel like.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also like, as soon as Godzi got that finish, you seen Brent sitting there in the crowd watching. That was very feeling like Ilya watching Max knock out Justin Gaethje, just like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Well, shit, this is who I'm going up against next. So yeah. We'll see. Other than that on the card, Biagio Ali Wash, he got under a minute finish in the first round. Good for him, very nice. Yes. Danny Sabatello going to a majority draw. Another fight of Danny afterwards getting real mad and then storming out off and through the cage. It's just great. I love it. I really don't care if Danny wins, loses, anything. I just want to see him talk shit to his opponents, get mad, and then just
storm out of the cage.
Yeah, basically. It's always good fun for me.
I feel like the one more thing to mention on here, because it was just really fucking funny, and of all people, Thad Gene and Chris Brown, they had a great fight.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bad and so good.
Yeah.
One of those really low levels that all you can do is just, this is amazing. You know what I mean?
What is this shit?
It was so fun.
Oh my god.
That was.
We were laughing
about that with everything.
I know. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that just an absolutely wild fight. Again, Chris Brown, I'm pretty sure he's like 37 or some shit like that, 36.
Probably.
But 35. Okay, but 10-5 record. But just keep him around in your prelims, PFL. He's gonna be some fun,
He's a fun guy for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
Never fight in the tournament, but.
Yeah. Oh no, not at all.
Neither of them are.
Bro, no. I've never seen someone start the fight off and look tired, and then just at no point gain or lose energy. You know what I mean? Like, he just looked.
He just looked tired the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know. It was wild. It was great.
Yeah. Very good fun. But that's it for PFL 8. One more playoff card to go, and then we got the finals, the championships. Probably gonna be November about that. So yeah, let's go. Moving on though from PFL on Friday to UFC on Saturday. Just so many wild results that I did not expect that was gonna happen. UFC 305 from Perth, Australia. The main event. Motherfucking Dricus du Plessis, the first one to get a UFC middleweight title defense since Izzy was on his title reign. 4th round rear naked choke over the former champ Israel Adesanya. What's the most surprising about this fight, if anything, to you guys? What are your feelings coming out of this? Just big takeaways coming from this one.
I'll take you. Okay, you can go ahead if you want.
No, you can.
Okay. Just biggest takeaways are just like, how the fuck does he keep doing this? How the fuck?
Drake is looking like that and winning?
How the fuck are the two people who you can argue are on the top of the division, and him and Sean Strickland, you watch their styles and it's just like the most ugly, just look what looks like the most inefficient fucking shit, and they keep winning.
Yeah, Capoza tweeted after the fight that Dricus is the worst and also the greatest middleweight in the world right now, and
I can't.
Don't ask him why, but yeah, you cannot argue that statement.
I'm sorry, but he fell down face first into a fucking ankle pick. I can't This man has been blessed by the MMA fucking god to do no wrong, and it's starting to piss me off.
Bro, it's so funny because like with just, you know, all today just thinking about the fight and just all different things and like just trying to think about things in different ways and like just picturing just some of the movements and the motions of Dricus going forward and just how he's just like you just see pictures just face up like his face is wild, just swinging his arms like multiple times, just windmilling forward on Israel Adesanya, one of the greatest counter strikers in UFC history. And he just couldn't do shit about it. It's just absolutely insane. And I'm just thinking of like Israel during his title run, because Dricus was talking about it afterwards, where it's like, how it's like, oh, Izzy's, it's like kind of his kryptonite to be like, you know, have someone like push him back and like, you know, push him, like push forward into him, because like, you know, that's what Sean Strickland did. And and it's like, that's not really true. Throughout his entire title run and everything, it's the fact that he was able to pull his opponents into him as he wanted to and counter them on his own timing, you know? And so I'm just like, oh, like I was thinking at first, a prime Izzy, like with how Dricus is pushing forward, he probably would have countered him, finished him, no problem. But it's like, you like, but then I just started thinking about it more. It's like you can't really just put that kind of like disrespect or anything on Izzy now or the win for Dricus, because three wins in a row now. Robert Whittaker, former champ. Sean Strickland, champ at the time. Israel Adesanya, former champ. Every single one of these opponents, you look at their style versus his, what you, on paper, you look at it any way possible. These should be easy fucking wins for all of these guys over Dricus. And he keeps getting it done. It just doesn't matter. No matter how bad, how sloppy, how terrible his technique is, none of these guys are just able to deal with it, and most of them can't make it the distance with him. It's pretty goddamn incredible.
Yeah.
Hate it so much.
I don't know. It's kind of great to watch, but it's like, I wonder if, it's just so hard for people to deal with because he's just tough, you know? So he obviously has power and they're putting respect on his shots, but he's not putting respect on that. He's just like, I have to run forward. And what are you supposed to do, you know?
Because it's like, it's definitely a big mixture of like, him, it's like his toughness, his just having big power, the willingness to just go in there where it's like, even though it's like bad technique, it's like he's going forward with those punches though, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to put the respect on it. And honestly, I feel like he really does just have like good timing, and as bad as his technique is, he definitely does have good fight IQ in there and like when to execute what he wants to do. You know what I mean? Like, bro, it's just also funny too with just saying how bad like technique and all that. It's like the one moment, I think it was in the second round, he's pushing Izzy back and just a beautiful jumping spinning kick to the body lands on Izzy. It was just like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing throwing that shit? Like,
he's like, I could put stuff together sometimes for real.
Yeah, it's so awkward. It looks so ineffective, and I'm sure for most of these fighters in the division, they're watching him fight people, and it's like,
I could take that easy.
Yeah, like, oh, this is so bad. They're like, dude, you know? And I don't know. I honestly think the only person that might have the type of style to probably handle Dricus and maybe even like beat him easily, if Khamzat's able to beat Robert Whittaker, if he proves himself at the top of this division at 185 pounds, I feel like that would probably be an easy win for Khamzat, not gonna lie.
I actually want to see that fight so bad, but the reason why is because that's gonna be some sloppy, funny, just fun fight. Like, think about him versus Gilbert, and Dricus versus everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? They go into the second round just at each other. That's amazing.
No, yeah.
No, and that's the thing. I feel like that fight would be a lot like the Gilbert fight, because Dricus is more likely to be able to stuff those takedowns, and then it becomes a stand-up fight. If Khamzat has not mastered his cardio, That's just an easy win for Dricus, in my opinion.
For sure. Like, oh yeah, like if Hamza just guesses out at, you know, some point and just has nothing left in him, you know what I mean? Like at any point of the rounds, then yeah, Dricus is gonna be able to get it done. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I just feel like with how Izzy was able to like defend with him in certain moments and just like, you know, hang it, I would not be surprised if Hamza doesn't have too much of a problem taking him down, especially if like, even if they are, you know what I mean, just having more of like a stand-up fight. Hamzat's double leg takedown and his speed on shooting in on your hips, bruh, he's gonna see Dricus start to fucking charge forward like that and on his fucking ass like it is nothing. I feel like that would be easy. Bro, Izzy hit a beautiful fucking whizzer throw on fucking Dricus at one point. Like, that shit was real nice. It was. That's why it's like, Hamzat just has to prove himself at 185 pounds against Whitaker. And that is the most interesting fight for me, honestly, because it's like, Sean Strickland, I really just don't care. Like, especially with how Dricus was able to just hang with Izzy, do good on the feet, and like, I feel like Dricus is gonna probably win a rematch a bit more thoroughly than that first one. A Whitaker rematch, I mean, it's like Whitaker's always game, he's always tough, but I just feel like Dricus is gonna be able to smash him again.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'll say winner of Imavov Allen isn't really that interesting to
me. No, not even. I mean, it's like maybe with Imavov of just being a longer, more technical striker. You know what I mean? It's like it's just the potential.
He wasn't doing well against Cannonier with Cannonier's grappling.
No, yeah,
he was able to push him up against the cage, get in on doubles, like not finish them, but like Dricus gonna be able to finish them.
No, yeah. Because I was thinking about, like, I feel like Cannonier would be a good, fun fight with Dricus too, but with just him getting a bit older, and it's like, he's never had the greatest chin for sure, you know, he's always been able to, like, get KO'd, but it's like, I feel like he might be starting to get a little bit more chinny just getting older, and it's like, I don't know if he'd be able to hang in there with, hang in there with Dricus at this point, but you know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, if it was a few years ago, I feel like that would be a little bit better for Jared Cannonier.
No, yeah, 100%.
But we'll see what's next for Dricus and what the UFC decides to do. I feel like they're just gonna give it to Sean, right?
I mean, that's what Dana said, so probably.
He said Sean was number one, you know. I get what you're saying. It's just one of those things I get where he's coming from on it. He does at least have a win. It's not like he's coming off the loss.
No, yeah.
Although it is a split decision.
Yeah.
Which probably shouldn't have been split, but, you know. These things happen in MMA.
Nah, yeah. You never know what you're going to get with the judges, but yeah. For me, definitely most intrigued to see him versus Hamza at this point. Izzy, 35 years old, hasn't fought in a year, takes his first submission loss ever in his career. I mean, it's just hard because I wouldn't be surprised if he's just trying to, like, you know, get back to maybe like a few more wins to get back to a title shot or whatever. But it just feels so weird to see him in certain fights that aren't just like a Hamzat fight, or you know what I mean? It's like it's like what, he fights the fucking winner of fucking Brendan Allen Nasruddin. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't mind seeing Imavov versus Adesanya.
You just gonna disrespect fucking Brendan Allen like that?
It's really fun.
It's not even that. It's just like I'm not interested in Allen versus Adesanya.
Why? Because you don't want to see Izzy get rear naked choked again?
It's not even that. It's just like the thing is like Brendan Allen isn't as awkward on the feet. He definitely tries to be a lot more fundamental on the feet, and that plays into Izzy's game.
I mean, he's way more chinny.
Exactly.
Bro, who was it that he fought last?
So
Chris Curtis.
Chris Curtis again? Yeah.
Chris Curtis, yeah. And
oh my god, they both just had each other rocked all over the place. It was
great fight. Great fight.
It really was, but
that's the reason I say that, because literally those are the only two new fights in like the top 10. Sorry, Roman Dolidze is at number 10. The only new fights are Imavov, Allen, Dolidze. Oh, Hermanson. I forgot about Hermanson.
My boy. The Joker. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd be fine with, like, winner of, honestly, what they should do is winner of Whitaker Hamzat gets the title shot, and then just run back Izzy and Sean.
I wouldn't mind it. Sean's not going to accept it, but I wouldn't mind it.
I feel like that would be a pretty fun way. We'll see how that all goes. But good for Dricus. We'll, oh yeah, Poetan did a little post saying that he'd come back down to 185. What do you think about DDP versus Poetan?
Oh wait, he said that he would go down to 185?
Yeah, he said I'm going down to 180. Like I'm going down to 185 one more time.
Oh, okay. See, that I didn't realize that. I didn't see what he had said. I just seen people talking about it. Specifically, I seen Magomed mad that he was calling out somebody that was 40 pounds lighter than him and all of this shit. But it's like, brother, if he's going down to 185, if that's the case, what do you mean? Anyway.
Yeah, that
at 185?
Bro, he shouldn't go there. It's so crazy seeing him from 185 to 205. Like, skinny Poetan.
I don't think he should do it. 185, Dricus might be able to get it. 205, Poetan knocks him out first round easy.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know.
At 205 specifically, not 185.
That'd be an incredibly interesting fight that I would love to see, though. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. The co-main event. Absolutely horrible fight. Really not much to talk about there, right? So we might as well just skip it, right? Nah.
Kai Kara France gets the KO over Steve Erceg.
His 13th first round finish. First round KO.
Yeah, absolutely nasty.
I guess it had to have been finished because 12 KOs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 13 first round finishes it is. But yeah, motherfucking Kai Kara France, 4 inches shorter, just throughout the entire first round, was just looking for that big overhand to land on Steve Erceg. Steve just kept on framing away, backing up straight, just getting out of there, trying to retreat. And it just took until 4:04 of the first round for Kai. Find the distance, find the timing. Just that fucking nasty shot lands on Steve Erceg, puts him down. Gets back up, follows it up, and just that was it. Fucking it's people saying just like early stoppage a little bit. It's like nah, that dude was done. No problems about that.
It's like he got knocked down back to back in a matter of like what, a 10-second span or 15. You know what I mean? Like in that range. And then at the second one, he was backed up on the cage, fell, folded up, and just covered up. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't trying to stand. He wasn't trying to get out of there. It's like he was done. And then when they actually stopped it and you showed him, you just seen him sitting there just getting his life together, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It just
there should be no controversy with that. No. That is a pretty much a perfect stoppage.
Yeah. It just sucks because Steve Erceg coming in, just so much hype, 3-0, gets the quick opportunity up in the rankings, fight for the title against Pantoja. Goes 5 rounds with him. Absolutely super close fight. So many people thought he should have gotten the decision. Pantoja retains. And then it's like, okay, gets a top 5 fighter in Kai Kara France. Just seemingly like that's where he should be fighting. Coming into it, I really thought that just because obviously Steve Erceg, he gets touched up a little bit. He likes to show off his chin. But I just really was underestimating the big power fact of Kai being able to land on him and be the first one to finish him in his career. So it's just losing 2 in a row now, first round knockout. It's just like where should he fight in the rankings or anything, because it's one of those things just always talking about where it's like someone just gets so high up in the rankings looking real good or whatever, and then it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 fights for them to fight someone that's unranked. And it's like, I hope the UFC isn't like, oh, well, yeah, I know that he got knocked out in the first round, but that was to a top 5 guy, so now let's give him like number 7, number 8, or you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah. I think a really interesting fight for him would be Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott should be fighting up. Obviously, Erceg needs to be fighting down. And it's just one of those...
Jimmy's so upset you trying to pit his two boys against each other.
I know. That's not the biggest reason, but that's one of the reasons I was saying this fight. But it's also an extremely interesting fight. Let's be fair here.
Do you know how many years I've been trying to work on Tim Elliott to get back to fucking even money or positive in the UFC? Come on, brother. He's like 2 fights away or 3 fights away from being even, okay? Please, he don't need Steve Erceg. That's too good of a fight for Erceg after this one. You know, oh my goodness, don't do that, man. But that definitely is along the lines of something like that he should be fighting for sure.
Like, just in terms of just Jimmy, imagine, stylistically, that fight is amazing. Like, take the names out of it. It's their styles against each other. That is a fun fucking fight.
I honestly think stylistically, Steve Erceg dominates and just batters Tim Elliott terribly. I don't know, man. Tim's wacky, he's fun, and that's why I love him. He's always game for a certain level of fighter. I feel like Erceg is just, with his skill, is just above that for Tim. I don't know.
Fine, go to the more realistic option. Him versus Manelkov.
But see, and that's where it's like...
Well, he can't fight Schnell.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Tagir... Who is even Tagir's last fight?
He was supposed to fight Joshua Van, right?
And had to pull out.
Yeah,
I would be fine with that. Honestly, it's like I would like to see him against someone as far back in the rankings as possible. Honestly, not for me. I wouldn't even mind if they gave him an unranked fighter. I don't really care, but I would want to see him against someone that's a bit more grapple heavy with their style. Honestly, it's just because it's like we were talking about it in the preview, where this was his 3rd fight this year, and he just fought 2-3 months ago. It's like he went to a 5-round war with Pantoja. It's like, who knows if it's one of those things of like taking too much damage in that fight, you know what I mean? And then it's like just coming back a bit too soon, and now it's like, you just get put down. I mean, he definitely should just take a good amount of time off for sure. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him fighting someone bit back real far in the rankings and more grapple heavy style.
No, that's fair. That's valid.
But
the real question is...
Yes. Huh.
Yeah, I was about to say, the real question is, where do we go with Kai Kara France now?
I feel like the thing that makes the most sense is you give him Pantoja for the title shot. I know that he's coming off 2 losses, but he should have beat Amir Albazi. Steve Erceg had a whole lot of hype in this division after the Pantoja fight. To knock him out first round in his home country, getting that win, it's like... They fought on the Ultimate Fighter like 8 years ago or something, and Kai Kara France lost by unanimous decision. Run it back for the title.
That's fair.
Because it's like you have Royval and Tyra fighting. That's like October or something? I'm pretty sure. So it's like, if Pantoja was trying to fight, let's say, November or December, winner of that timeline doesn't line up. If you get Royval as the winner as well, you know what I mean? It's like you don't necessarily want to have to force that right away. So, yeah, I have no problem at all. Knockout like that, just give him the title shot against Pantoja. Because it's one of those things. The last, 3 Pantoja fights we've been talking, when is that chin going to get cracked? He's starting to get up there in age. He's in wars every single motherfucking fight. When is it going to happen? Bro,
you can't go Kai Kara France.
Yeah, he's the first one to knock out Erceg in his career. Is he the first one to do that to Pantoja as well? 31 years old, man. We'll see.
Pantoja fought Kai? I don't think so, right?
Just the Ultimate Fighter.
I will say that Pantoja, obviously, just more experienced, more tested, just has fought way more higher level competition than Steve Erceg has.
Yes.
So it's just not surprising to see someone get knocked out in their 15th fight and their 5th UFC fight. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But it is just like...
But no, I do still totally understand. It's like, he's still getting up there, hasn't been knocked out, but goes to war, and Kai got crazy power.
Yeah. So it's like... Yeah, because Pantoja's being like fucking every single person in the top 10, 15, basically. You know what I mean? That matters and has like had a relevant chance to fight him. You know, like
it's like what he hasn't fought. I think it's like Amir
Albazi,
Tyra. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think it's like Tagir is like the next person he hasn't fought. So, you know what I mean? Like,
and he's beat all of them.
Yes, and some of them multiple times over. And it's like, yeah. So I would absolutely love to see, bro. Let's get MSG. You're gonna have fucking Jones Stipe at the top of the bill. I don't know what they maybe have, as like co-main or something. But let's run back a 3 title fight MSG card and let's get Pantoja, Kai Kara France there. I feel like you cannot go wrong with that at all.
No, 100%. Because I don't know what else like they can slot in there at the moment for MSG.
No idea. Maybe we get Zhang Wei Li or something fighting like that.
That's potentially there, yeah. So I don't mind Kai getting the title shot. We still don't know when Kai Asakura is supposed to fight or who he's supposed to fight because he's so there's potential there. It just all depends on when they're trying to bring Pantoja back and when Pantoja wants to come back.
Oh, for sure. Timelines are obviously everything.
Yeah, exactly. So depending on what the timelines actually are going to look like, Kai Asakura has a kill or be killed fight style. Kai Kara France has a kill or be killed fight style.
Oh yeah, that would be
big power.
Yeah,
I would love to see that fight.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Look, all I'm gonna say is put your money on Kai.
True. Let's go. Great win for Kai Kara France in the co-main event. Going on down to the featured bout. Oh my motherfucking goodness.
This was incredible.
Yes.
Dan Hooker gets a split decision win over Mateusz Gamrot. Absolutely perfect fashion to win over Gamrot in a fight like this. For it to go to a split decision, I just felt like that was awesome. There are so many things to talk about with this fight. The first thing that I want to bring up, though, it was one of my first thoughts as soon as this fight ended. Motherfucking Dan Hooker needs to be in a BMF title fight. That's it.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it. It's to get an absolute war, an amazing fight out of Mateusz Gamrot. Just beautiful. One of the baddest motherfuckers in the division. I would love to see him versus Max Holloway. Holy shit, that would be a great fight.
Oh god,
it'd be a whole lot of fun. That's for sure.
Yeah. Incredible. But to the fight itself. I really thought that Dan Hooker could knock out Mateusz Gamrot. I would not have been surprised if that happened.
Same.
I thought it would be first round, maybe a second round thing. But if it was extended at all, Gamrot by decision, no problem. For Hooker to be able to get up from like the takedowns, not get held down for too long, but then to go to the guillotine specifically so consistently throughout the second and third round, getting Gamrot to bail on all of the grappling to get it back up to make it into a war. Bro, this was a beautiful fight for Dan Hooker to get himself back into the top 5.
It really was.
And
that's why it's like, the BMF title is perfect after that. He called for it. I just, it'd be so good. Give Dan some time to recover from this. Let Max fight Ilya.
Yep.
That's the next fight, you know?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. I will offer one suggestion. He's already fought 1/3 of the original Violence Triangle. Let's have him fight another one. Him versus Justin Gaethje. Yeah. Please inject it in my veins.
No, yeah. That's where it's like, because obviously with the BMF, that's like just a specific thing that the UFC wants.
Yeah.
And because then it's also like if Max goes out there and beats Ilya, he's going to get tied up at 45 for a bit.
Exactly.
So it's like, if it's not the BMF, you could never go wrong with the Dustin rematch, but I would definitely be very interested with him versus Justin Gaethje as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That, bro, what a rough fight. Gaethje getting knocked the fuck out like that by Max Holloway and having to come back to Dan Hooker on a very solid 3-fight winning streak, surging up the division again. That someone's getting knocked the fuck out in that one.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be so absolutely brutal.
Because that is the thing with him and Max, is that I am pretty confident that Max would probably just knock him out.
Maybe.
I don't know, just watching him perform at 155 and just knowing how tough he is, and obviously Dan is tough too.
Yeah.
And he's there for the war, and Max will put such crazy pressure on him. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up knocking him out, you know?
Yeah.
I could see I could see by kick TKO. Like that's happened before to Dan. Like, yes, it was against fucking Barboza, but Holloway isn't with the kicks. Like, is pretty fucking good as well.
No, yeah. It's just so interesting with him, like, with just, like, his size and length, you know what I mean? And it's like, I know he isn't, like, the greatest fighter, but it's like he's gonna be there punching with Max in every exchange.
Yeah.
And it's like that's just generally where Max, like, starts to fall behind in, like, the exchanges is when you're able to, like, collide with him. It's like Max obviously looked great against Gaethje at 155, but it's just, you know, styles makes fight, and it's like Dan was shooting takedowns on Dustin when they fought. He would definitely go to the grappling against Max if he has to. He's got a bunch of submissions on his record. It's like Max could definitely knock out Dan in a violently sad fashion, but like,
and I know there's always the way
such a fun fight. Oh my,
still not mad.
Yes. Oh my god,
I would love it. I wouldn't even be mad at him and Oliveira. Like, literally, just any of the top 5. Take out Armin, put in Max Holloway, and champ to fucking 5. I love those fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where it's just one of those things where it's like, we're saying to want to see him in a BMF title fight. That's why Dan is so perfect for it. Because it don't fucking matter who you put him in there against. It's going to be a good, fun fight. Where it's like, with how he had a fight against Mateusz Gamrot, even if he were to fight Armin next, I am so confident that he's going to pull a great fight out of Armin. Like, I just do not see Armin beating Dan Hooker like he beat Charles Oliveira. Just taking him down and holding him, and that's like, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel you, but I still think that, you know, you take out Armin and throw in Max, and there you go. I would much rather see it, you know?
Oh, yeah, there's obviously better fights, but it's like, you're going to get Dan Hooker to pull a fun-ass fight out of Armin Tsarukyan, because that's just who Dan Hooker is, you know what I mean? It's like, just so amazing at this point in his career to see him get an amazing top 5 win like that in his home region and everything. It just beautiful. I absolutely love it.
It's hilarious when you go to the UFC website, you click on Dan Hooker on the rankings, it pulls up, and it's still like tattoo-less Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
It is such like...
I mean, that's what happens when you get tatted like that in over the course of 1 year.
Yes.
Yeah. For real.
Let's go. Definitely just, can't wait to see what they book for Dan Hooker. Definitely big things. For fucking Gamrot, though, this is like... Oh my, this is terrible.
This is such a just nail in the coffin, you know what I mean? He's not getting that title shot.
Oh, because God, no. God, no.
This would have been the one where it's like, maybe he could have gotten a fight ahead of him after this one. Like, maybe after this he actually could have gotten, like, an Oliveira fight. Maybe Gaethje would have agreed, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yep.
But with this, it's like, no.
Nope.
Bro, Dan Hooker is ranked under Moicano heading into this. Like,
yeah. It's like he went on a 3-fight streak in a fashion that just, you know, it's just real fraudulent. Like, he got the split decision over Jalen Turner, which a lot of people did not agree with. Fiziev injured himself.
Yes.
And then he beat RDA, but he got touched up real bad by him. And it's like, RDA is old and has been telling the UFC, take me out the fucking rankings. I'm not fighting there. Like, you know? And then now here he goes and loses to Dan. It's like, it's not happening now. And he's 33 years old, too. Like,
I think potentially he'll be fighting, like, potentially, like, the winner of Benoit Moicano.
No, you know who I think he's fighting next? He's fighting Paddy Pimblett.
Yes, that was my honest, exact fucking thought.
He's fighting motherfucking Paddy because we've been talking about what is the easiest way to get Paddy up the rankings and get him into bigger fights or get him near that belt, whatever it is that they got going for him. How can we move him up? Gamrot.
Because it's like, the RDA one was like a real bad one of like, okay, we know Gamrot is chinny, but it's like, to RDA touch you up, have you badly hurt, and then you have to really grapple your way to the victory. It's like, okay, that's not a good look. Gamrot getting touched up by Dan Hooker, like, it's like, okay, it makes a lot more sense. But now Dan Hooker was also defending the grappling extremely well against you. It's like, Dan Hooker's not a bad grappler, but he's not the type of grapplers that we got, like, that are real grapplers in this division, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's like, losing like that, Paddy Pimblett, he's gonna throw big shots with big power, you know what I mean? He's not the best striker, but he is pretty big hitter. And then it's like, with the grappling, I have no doubt that Paddy, that he could throw up a sub and catch Gamrot in something with how he performed against Dan Hooker, like...
Yeah, no, because seriously, because with Gamrot, it's like, he's real wrestle heavy, but overall, like, he has 5 submission wins, but he has 11 decision wins. And there's, like, he's not a huge submission artist. He's not a huge finishing threat by any means at all. Like, and then within the UFC, it's like, he has 1 sub. He has 3 KO TKOs, but one of those includes the fucking Fiziev injury.
Yes.
And, the 3 decisions. You know what I mean? It's like, he's really not a huge, like, threat.
No.
Finishing threat.
And to be fair, that 1 sub was over my boy, Jeremy Stevens, who sucks at grappling, and moved up to 155. That was moved back up to 55. Like, that wasn't the greatest.
Nah, it was just one of the
victory of all time. But...
Yeah, no, it was one of those. Let's give you a name on your record to help get you forward. You know, like But it's like, man, this is just terrible for Gamrot, because it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he gets, because, like, you know, Hooker's going to get ranked above him, so then it's maybe like Fiziev's going to get pushed down and then Gamrot will get ranked at 8, you know what I mean? But it's like, if he ends up around 8 or 9 in that area, now we could get Paddy a top 10 win, you know what I mean? Like, that's... so... We'll definitely see what the UFC goes with him, because they're definitely not giving him anything favorable. That is for sure.
Oh, hell no.
Moving on down the pay-per-view portion of the card, though, Jairzinho Rozenstruik taking on Tai Tuivasa goes to a split decision. Oh my goodness, when they said 30-27 tie, like, that was just the craziest scorecard I have heard in a while.
That was bad. That was fucking terrible. Like,
that was so bad.
I love Ty.
Yes. So did that judge.
A little too much, because I personally didn't have Ty winning a round.
No,
I mean, even just like, this is one of the fights where you can actually kind of look at the numbers and it does tell a story, because it didn't go to the ground. There wasn't anything where it's like, oh, it doesn't paint a picture. Total strikes, first round, 9-19, 13-37, 15-36. All in favor of Jar Jar. Yeah, both of them were landing big shots, but Jar Jar landing big shots and just doing way more.
Yes.
Like, it was easily him.
Yeah.
Especially round 1. Ty was just not doing much the first, like,
first
half of the first round.
It was a patient first round for both of them, for sure.
Yeah.
But
which I expected from Jairzinho. Like, I expected Jairzinho to be the technical, sit back more, counter strike, hit him with leg kicks, things like that. I expected this fight to go to decision, fully, just because Jairzinho is that type of guy. If you're not giving him anything, he'll just touch you up on the outside, and just keep it pushing.
Yeah, it's like I was definitely hoping Ty was gonna win, but you know, Tapology going like I had Jairzinho round 1 KO, and it's like because I'm not surprised that it went to a decision at all to that point, but I just thought Ty would be more reckless coming forward and like with really trying to get a win and probably get a knockout in Australia, he was just gonna be more open to a bigger shot to get put down from Jairzinho, but. Yeah, just a very clinical, clean performance for Jar Jar in that one. Just as the fight started going on, just started like moving around, just having a little bit of fun, just fucking wiping his head and stuff. Like, that was a easy win for him. So that'll get him back into the top 10. It's just insane that it's taking Ty a 5-fight losing streak now to still probably only be ranked like 13 or something.
Bruh, I mean, it's exactly what happened to Tony Ferguson. You know what I mean? It's like this is why streaks like that happen, is because they have these guys that they really like, or they like their fight style, their big names, whatever it may be, and they lose. Okay, we'll knock you down 2 rankings. You lose, knock you down another 2, knock you down another 2. Now you've lost 4 times, but you're literally at spot number 10.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I honestly can see them giving Ty a unranked guy next.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
He just lost to number 12. He should.
No, I know, but I just don't know who.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably not going to be like the
Give him literally either Tafa, brother. I do not give a shit.
Well, like that's the thing. I'm pretty sure they train together in being in Australia.
Same.
But yeah. But
I know they're close. Like, I know they're all, like, close, because, like, you know, it just is what it is. They all, like, looked up to Mark Hunt growing up and shit, so it's, like, one of those things.
I don't know, man. I don't know who he fights. It's one of those things. It's super hard. I mean, but who knows? It's, like, this is the story of his UFC career, though, you know? 3-fight winning streak, 3-fight losing streak. Went on a 5-fight winning streak. I guess it was inevitable to be a 5-fight losing streak. Now,
holy shit, you're right. That's really funny.
No, that's why I said in the preview, the streaky fighter. Like, it's just...
And I knew that, and I knew it was the whatever fights into the 3-fight losing streak into the 5, and now, okay.
Just, it's perfect. So, 7-fight winning streak coming up for Tai Tuivasa?
God, I hope not, honestly.
That would be what the fuck?
Okay,
that would be awesome.
It would be,
because you don't want to see the 7-fight losing streak on the flip side.
Yes.
7-fight winning streak, 2 title defenses, including their retires with all the money. Let's go.
That would be incredible. What a comeback story.
But yeah, so I just want to see them just give him someone that he should easily be able to beat. That's just a bad shitball heavyweight striker that can't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably gonna get like Mick Parkins or some shit. Honestly,
I was gonna say Mick Parkin.
That's the wrestler, right?
No, Tom's training partner. That's the striker, but he's not much of a finisher at all. But you just gotta finish in the last one. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. This main card opener though was
fighters who were just coming off losses. Give Walter Walker to be able to beat Walter.
Oh God, no! He's gonna get fucking subbed, and oh my God, no! But terrible. But the main card opener though, this shit was. It was so fucking nasty. Carlos Prates becomes the first man to KO the Leech, and he fucking put him unconscious. I'm watching the fight. Every time he's fucking touching the Leech clean, he's getting rocked, he's getting dropped, but back up, pushing forward. And it's just one of those things of like, this is why he's never been finished. These guys just can't do it. And I'm like, what the fuck is it gonna take for him to fucking put him away? And it was finally the left hook that fucking, so nasty, puts him down and, was just unconscious for a little bit. And I was just, it was so sad to see for the Leech. Amazing really, for Carlos, but...
Nah, it really was, especially because, like, I don't know, it was a weird drop. Like, it was almost delayed. You know, he got hit, and then, like, I don't know, was there and then fell. I don't know how to explain it, because obviously you always get hit and fall, but, like, usually it's like a fucking sack of bricks, you know? Like, it was just,
It was a less dramatic version of, like, Barboza and Burgos.
Yeah.
When Barboza hits him with that huge overhand, he's fine, starts to go back, oh shit.
Oh yeah, that was super dramatic. There was nothing like that.
That was super dramatic.
It was just like the slight delay in it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was definitely like more of a like delayed reaction, but like God fucking damn. Carlos is slowly becoming one of my favorite fucking welterweights right now.
Yeah.
Like he is up there.
He's
at least top 5 right now, but God fucking damn.
Yeah, he's a devastating striker. He's got a fucking like he just seems like a cool personality. Like
you seen him at the on the post-fight pressers talking about, yo, anyone got a cigarette I could bum?
I ain't got no cigarettes and shit. Like, yeah, no, and and it wasn't even because he was asking, like, he literally asked, so have you had your celebratory cigarette? Yeah, he's like, no, I'm out. If anyone has one, can you give me one, please? Let me bum one. He's a cool guy. The jacket he was wearing at the post-fight press conference was a fucking Young Money jacket. Like,
that's funny. But yeah, 3-0 in the UFC, 3 knockouts, 9 knockouts in a row in his career. And he's now 20-6. So it's like, that's crazy that he was 11-6 at one point. And now this fucking streak is just...
no, this is the 10th one in a row now.
10th one?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was 9 in a row in MMA.
Oh, shit, my bad. Yeah, I did count the modified rules kickboxing.
Okay, yeah.
My fault.
You're good. But so it's like, yeah, just clearly it has improved his game to a new level where these guys cannot hang in the striking. To knock out the Leech like that, it's like 3-0 in the UFC, but he should probably be fighting a top 15 opponent next, honestly. It's like...
yeah. Or someone who's like right outside the top 15. I don't mind. I like his call out of Chaos Williams.
Oh, I didn't catch that. He said that. Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Someone who's like, right around the, like, probably like the 20 to 25 for them or whatever. Like, probably close to like 18 to 22 or something. But like, I'd love to see that fight. No, he's fighting someone. Never mind. Because my other thought was, him versus Renat is interesting.
Yeah.
Not Bond. Dalby just lost, but that's an interesting fight. I don't think, has Dalby ever been finished?
I'm not sure.
He's never been finished.
Yeah, I like
Let me see that.
Call out the Dalby fight. Like, one of those, that would be really great. He flies through them, then definitely he needs a top 15
Definitely top 15 at that point.
For sure.
And it kind of like gets a little bit like some of the people at the bottom of that top 15 are fighting at this point. Like Kevin Holland's going to be out of there because he's fighting at 185.
Yep.
Magny's going to be lower on the list because
he's fighting Morales.
He's fighting Morales, and I think Morales should win that. Buckley's moving potentially up.
Nah, yeah. So
Vicente needs to fight.
But yeah, no. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. He could fight fucking Chaos Williams. You don't even fucking mention Vicente Luque. That's terrible. But yeah, just either way, I feel like it's only a matter of time till Carlos Prates ends up in the top 15. But let's go.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely amazing. That is the pay-per-view portion of 305. The prelims weren't the most exciting. We can start with you, Ginger. What's the biggest thing that you want to bring up on the prelims?
The biggest thing I want to bring up on the prelims, Aguilar versus Nickel. Nickel's coming in undefeated. I didn't know much about him, but I was like looking. I'm like, okay, he's seems pretty good. I know Aguilar wasn't doing the best in the UFC.
He
was 2-1.
Yep.
It wasn't like
lost to Tyra in his debut.
Yeah, but like split decision his last one, and then he knocked out Shannon Ross. Like it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I gotcha.
So I was like really curious how that went, and it was looking good for Nickel until he got caught up in that guillotine. And at first, I was agreeing with DC. I'm like, oh, it looks like he's about to pop out of it. And then it turns out he was unfucking conscious.
Yeah. No, yeah. I saw like how his hand just started just relaxed, and it was just like, oh yeah, he's unconscious. And then it just took the second for the ref to get there, and then
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that was definitely nasty for Jesus Aguilar for sure. Very nice for him to improve 3-1 into the UFC 3-fight win streak. Let's go.
Yep.
Kate, what about you? What do you want to bring up on the prelims?
I don't know. Overall, it was not what I expected. So there's nothing crazy other than like the Walter Walker and Junior Tafa, which I thought was really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because Walter gets Junior in a heel hook, and you hear him on audio just screaming out.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not know that screaming out in pain is not a cue for the ref to go, oh, I need to stop this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verbal submission, like...
I just want to know how two former champs, one former double champ, didn't know that fucking rule.
Yeah,
wait, what?
Because I know, like, after it happened, like, they were talking about it like it was some, like, weird, like, controversial thing, like, on the broadcast, and so, like...
Oh, I was not listening to
like, it was just so weird that, like, people are acting like it's some weird thing at all. Like, this is as old of a rule as, like, this is very common, like, has been a common practice for well over 2 decades. Like, it's...
since the unified rules have existed, that rule has existed.
Yeah,
I thought we figured this out when Chael Sutton got armbarred by Palomino.
Oh,
no, he actually tapped there.
Yeah.
It was in the WEC.
Yeah.
And it's like, I thought we figured it out then. Like, no, that's a verbal tap. If you scream out in pain, that is a verbal tap every single time. You're allowed to grunt. You're allowed to like you know what I mean. But once it is vocalized, you are. It is a verbal tap every time. Like, the fact that fighters don't know that rule is kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was definitely a very wacky one for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, there wasn't really too much going on the prelims. You had Jack Jenkins taken until the 3rd round to finish Herbert Burns.
That was also crazy.
Yeah.
As the 2nd round was going, it's like, come on, man, like, this should be over. And just the terrible IQ. It's like kicking the legs and then just not, like, letting him just sit there, like, going, you know, like, just fucking around too much. It's like, make him stand up and just finish the fight. You know, I don't know.
I will say this, like, it's kind of funny. I was telling Jack Jenkins to stand up Herbert, whereas I was telling, I was looking as I was watching, I'm like, Jack, just stand him up. You're gonna kick him in the leg, hit him in the body. He's gonna go down again. Like, just do it. And then, like, but with like Prats, I was like, no, jump on him. He's hurt as fuck.
Yeah.
And Leach is not that good on the ground either.
But
so
like,
it was just hilarious.
With Jack, like, it was just frustrating. Like, he literally got a knockdown in the 2nd round because of the leg kicks. He did start going crazy, kicking his legs up, but it's like, after that, why would you go to the ground with him? Why? Just,
Yeah.
It's different when you punch somebody headshot or body shot, and they're folded up, they're down, they're super hurt. But you kick their legs out, and you don't tell them to stand back up.
Yeah.
People, like, it is just one of those things where it does ding in my head, it dings their fight IQ, because it's just like, dog, just stand them up, because even if they switch southpaw, guess what? They're now in a stance they are uncomfortable in. You should be able to strike with them a lot easier now, and if they switch back, boom, right back on the leg kick.
Yeah. So it was just surprising to see Jack take that long to get him out of there. And it was also extremely surprising to see Tom Nolan and Alex Reyes go to a decision, because Tom Nolan, they're both kill or be killed. And it's like Tom hasn't been, like, you know, finished all these times or whatever, but he is extremely chinny. He gets touched up. He gets hurt in all of these wins that he's having. And they just had a very mild competition for 15 minutes, I would say.
The one weird thing was it was 2nd round. Alex Reyes hit him with an illegal knee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he knew right away.
Yeah, that was
he knew right away. Just he's just like, because he like does it, he's like, oh.
And literally. Just his hands immediately dropped. He's just not doing anything. He's like, I know what I did.
Yep.
Which, like, I respect that, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get caught up in the moment, and it's not until after, and you're like, fuck, you know? So,
he was probably expecting him to start getting up, and then he realized, fuck, he's still on his knees.
Yeah. And then the fucking goddamn hematoma on the head of Ricky Glenn.
Jesus.
Almost forgot about that too.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, that was absolutely brutal.
Disgusting.
That was disgusting. Terrible. Not the worst I've seen, but it was bad.
No. Yeah, just. But it's just it's not too often that you get to see a real bad hematoma just swelling up like that, you know. So just always terrible when you get that. Well, that's the UFC 305 card from Perth, Australia. Let's go. Tapology, yep. Jim Bob got the win. Cade in second, Ginger in third. Let's go. Nothing too crazy or exciting on it. Did all right overall. But, yeah, draft also not too exciting overall, too.
I got a win.
Yeah.
Jimmy got a loss.
Yeah, but it's okay. We're fucking neck and neck with each other. 13-7 record for me, 14-9 record for Kate. Ginger really needs some good luck turning around for him in the draft. 10-12
no,
overall.
it needs to get worse. I love this.
I know.
10-12, make that shit like 10-17. You know what I mean?
That would be pretty hilarious.
Come on now.
He's at least he more than likely has to get one more win because Sean and Marab. You know, it's like it could go to a draw or no contest, but it's
I mean, even with the one more win, he's also getting the loss, so I guess it's fine. It's just
yeah, that just ratio. Evens itself out. I need Diego to win. We all need Diego to win. We do not need Brian Ortega to win.
I also need Tyra to win.
Yeah.
I have too many.
Still too many people.
Okay, so Sean and Marab have to go to a draw or a no contest, and they can fight again next year.
Sure. Yes.
And then, yeah, you can get wins for Tyra and Diego. That's it.
Let's go. But yeah, we're only got a few more months left in the year. Starting to, I mean, I'm sure probably in like 2 months from now, we'll more than likely have like the final set of like, you know, knowing who's gonna fight or anything.
Yeah, maybe I have so many fighters coming up. It's like I'm gonna have a very different record soon. Hopefully for the better.
So we'll start to know how it might play out soon.
Yeah, nah, it's freaking insane.
Let's go. That is the draft. And we got a little bit of fight news to talk about for today as well. First one, our boy, a fan favorite around here, Chris Barnett is back taking on Waldo Cortez Acosta. I love Chris Barnett. He's always there for a good time, but Waldo's going to try and take that good time away from us, and he's going to make it boring. He's going to jab at him and throw some real fastball right hands, you know what I mean? Just like a pitcher.
I hate that. It's funny because Dominic Reyes is also a baseball player. They never bring it up with him. It's hilarious.
I really hope he can pull out some fun shit.
Yeah, of course, every time.
No, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It's just that I think there is way too much of a size difference here.
Yeah.
Isn't Chris like 5'11"?
5'9".
5'9", fuck.
To 6'4".
Yeah.
Okay.
78-inch reach to a 75-inch reach, so that's not as bad, but yeah, bro, I just don't know about no spinning kicks or anything. I don't know if his foot could reach up there.
Bro, what we need Chris Barnett to win in spectacular fashion, and then he fights Tai Tuivasa next.
You know what? I take it back, because the guy that he wheel kicked was 6'3".
Yeah. But yeah, Chris Barnett, Tai Tuivasa. That'd be a fun one.
That would be fun.
Tai should hopefully be able to win that one. But yeah, that should be a decent fight, hopefully, from Chris Barnett.
Yep.
And then the UFC. They really wanted to fuck me over here, I would say. Because they were just like, hey, your birthday, November 2nd. Let's give you some fighters that you really love to watch fight. And I was like, hooray! And then the matchups. Absolutely terrible. I hate this. Well, two of my favorite female fighters right now at 125 pounds, especially Erin Blanchfield versus Rose Namajunas, taking each other on a main event of that fight night. It was exactly what I said I didn't want. It's like Erin Blanchfield just struggled horribly with Manon Fiorot in the striking and being able to push forward to get anything done, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is she gonna do to Rose? How the fuck is she gonna hang with Rose on the feet? She can't just fucking grab Rose and out-grapple her. It's not gonna work like that either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Terrible matchup for Erin Blanchfield. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see as a Blanchfield fan.
No, it's like from thinking that she had a good potential to become the champion this year to now potentially be going 0-2 this year. It's like,
yeah.
And it just sucks because it's not like it doesn't feel right for me to root for her to win against Rose either. So it's it's terrible. I hate it. Derek Lewis, he's also fighting on this card, taking on Alexander Romanov, which it's like, you would think that hopefully he could just go out there flying knee, something big knockout early of the first round.
Big uppercut.
But he could also easily just get subbed within like a minute and a half, two or something, or just ground and pounded or something. Terrible. Decent fights, but I'm not too excited for them.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Other than that, though, we got Ariane De Silva back taking on Jasmine Jazz Devicious, 125 pounds as well. That should be a fun one.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for that.
Should be fun.
185-pound fight. Roman Dolidze, he's taking on Kevin Holland. I don't know why they're just having Kevin fight at 100. I guess he's just like, I'm tired of 170. Let me fight at 185 for a little bit.
Honestly,
he's like, I want to fight, but I don't want to cut.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm fine with wherever Kevin Holland wants to fight at, whatever weight class.
That's very true.
Yeah,
he wants to fight
anything.
He's not one of these guys who's gonna be like in contention for a title, so just let him fight like random like ranked middleweights or fucking welterweights that are around the area that he's at.
Yeah.
Fuck it, give him a bad 205er. That would be funny.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So is he gonna get grapple fucked in this one though?
It's possible. It is entirely possible.
I'm just not sure how good of a matchup it is for Kevin.
He got some subs. We could see what he could do.
We'll see. Great fight, though, at 170 pounds. That should be very exciting. Motherfucking Wonder Boy is back taking on Joaquin Buckley. And that is just such a good fight for both of them.
Yeah. Because it's either we're really going to see where Buckley is and he's going to be able to show that he deserves that next step up.
Yep.
Or Wonder Boy is going to be that wall that he's been for so many people, where it's just like you kept moving up and then you hit Wonder Boy, you just could not get past him.
Yep. Jeff Neal, Vicente Luque, so many good fighters in this division recently. Yeah. But yeah, that should be a whole lot of fun in that one for sure.
Oh, yeah, because Wonder Boy's just so awkward in there. It's just hard to figure him out, especially like when you're like up and coming. It's just like fuck. But he is getting older.
Yep. Yeah. Let's see how that goes. But October, Salt Lake City, co-main event confirmed. Co-main event, we already knew it was going to be there, but now it's official. Rocky Pennington taking on Juliana Pena. Let's go. But the motherfucking main event, the UFC tricked us up and gave me exactly what I wanted. Let's fucking go. They do good things sometimes, they do bad things sometimes, in my opinion. Yes. You know what I mean? It is motherfucking Poatan looking to defend his title 3 times in a single year, and really 3 times in 6 months, because it would be from months. April to October. He's taken on number 8 ranked Khalil Roundtree. Extremely undeserving.
Yes.
Especially when he was supposed to get like basically a number 1 contenders fight against Jamal Hill.
It was definitely a number 1 contenders fight.
Has to pull out due to fucking a drug test suspension. And now
supplements.
Huh?
Due to tainted supplements.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure exactly. Okay, so that's different then. But yeah, either way. And now he's fighting Poatan for the title. I got no problems with it. This stylistic matchup is absolutely incredible. It's like, it's one of those things where we saw Poatan get knocked out by Izzy real bad at 185 pounds, but how much of that was the weight cut and everything, 205, he's been looking damn good. We know Khalil is a monster with the Muay Thai and everything in his weight division, so it's like, it's just great. It's so good, so much fun.
It's so good. And, as a bonus stat, Khalil Roundtree, currently undefeated against former Glory kickboxers.
That's a nice little stat to have. Let's fucking go.
You want to know what's also funny?
Huh.
He has 2 knockout losses, and both of them are via elbows.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. So is Poatan can't left hook him in this one, so who knows? We'll see what happens.
Left elbow?
Maybe. But yeah, just a great fight. That is probably going to end up being an amazing card overall. very excited for all of it. And that is all of the fight news, all of the things to talk about for this episode of the podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and we will catch you next time on the preview. So, what was it? Oh, yeah, it's Cannonier Imavov. Or, no, not Cannonier Imavov.
Caio Borralho.
Caio, there we go. Thank you. Hooray! Peace out, everyone. We'll catch you on then.